So we've got a lovely sunset, and I just figured the general stupidness of what happened. I haven't really talked about the presidency of Donald Trump, but as this happens, I can tell you what I was doing November 8th. Because people say, you know, like I saw somewhere on the internet where it said 9/11, bad day in America. 11/9, second worst bad day in America. And I thought, you know, really, when we pay attention to this sort of stuff, you know, I thought the whole thing about Trump winning is that this is kind of a tricky atmosphere, just because I don't know what's going to happen. I'll tell you right now, in my deluxe sets that include all of my videos that I've done on my vlog channel, I will probably be at the 6th series in that by the time Trump becomes president. And I'm going to kick that off by seeing what, I mean, it's mysterious to me. There's, you know, I hear from my family that they're not particularly excited, but the whole thing is, well, let's just talk about what I did that day. So I woke up afternoon, and election coverage was going crazy. That was the whole thing. What they were saying in the beginning, I remember waking up and hearing, you know, Trump is going to sue Nevada for, you know, allowing voter registration to continue. So that's what I woke up to. And, you know, probably about until maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was looking like Hillary Clinton was going to win. That was the way I summed that up, was I was thinking, even myself was thinking, okay, you know, Hillary will be the winner. And it didn't come to me until I started going to Google, and I went to the election coverage, and it said, well, the polls are closing 6, 7, 8 o'clock. So I watched Lost. I watched a couple episodes of Lost, and that helped pass the time. But then after that, you know, the news was going into its fandom and all the, what's the word I'm looking for? Fanfare. That's the word I'm looking for. So the fanfare was happening, and I noticed some of the stuff. Now, they were still saying Hillary Clinton is projected to have 267 electoral votes, which means she just needed 3 more to win it. I thought, okay, this is in the bag, but obviously, somehow in the back of my mind, I had the idea that doesn't make sense. So I went to the internet, and then it started saying, okay, Donald Trump has more of the electoral votes than Hillary does. And from there, basically at about, you know, 7 o'clock at night, I knew that it was not going to be Hillary, just because I looked at the states that she had to win, and, you know, there were 55 in California, but I said that that's pretty much one of her only big ones that she has. There's just no way. So I was thinking, you know, she was going to get Wisconsin. I was thinking she was going to get Michigan. I was thinking she was going to get Washington and Pennsylvania, but that didn't happen. And even, you know, maybe at 12 noon that was particular to happen, but it didn't. And so I was just like, I just wanted the news to get on with it. It was becoming like this whole stipulation. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's clear, you know, you might as well say Donald J. Trump is the next president. That was just the whole thing I was thinking. Was I knew that, and I was like, well, he is our 45th president, and we are going to be able to tell what exactly is going to go on January 20th. Now, if you want my personal opinion on what I think of Donald Trump, I think he is pretty much the revised version of Ronald Reagan. That's how I see him. You know, what happened in the 1980s, I was not alive for, but I feel the similarities between him and him. Now, the big thing about Ronald Reagan is I am not aware the effects and the influence that his presidency had on America. That's the whole thing. I don't know if people will say, you know, it was one of the best that happened, where it stands. I don't even know who was running against Reagan to be able to determine if that would have been the better pick. But so that happened. That's who I see it being. And, you know, the 80s was his decade. It could almost be like half the 20s, you know. The rest of, you know, going through it, this is what's going to be Donald Trump. So, but, you know, whole thing is it's, you know, the question is whether or not the media is going to be featuring this man every single day next year, because that's the next thing to focus on. And as far, you know, as the rest of that would be, this is going to be interesting. You know, people said that that he didn't have the right temperament, but, you know, the main thing that I think there is it's the ability to comprehend it.